when we don't take care of the foundation, when we don't take care of the root issues, products are just, in a sense, masking the problem. It won't last. Everyone, welcome back to the Joseph family. And for those joining us for the first time, welcome. I'm Faith. I am the Mrs. in the Joseph family. I am the mommy in the Joseph family. I am passionate about people. I am passionate about the creation of who we are, the beauty that's within us. I want to give a disclaimer. Clearly, my hair is short. And there's probably a question of, if I'm trying to grow my hair, why am I listening or watching someone with short hair? My hair is short and healthy by choice. I am showcasing my daughter to be the evidence, the testimony, and the encouragements that our hair, type 4, A, B, C, Z, hair grows, thrives when we nurture her, when we appreciate her. So if you enjoy content like this that reminds you, encourages you that the strands that God has blessed you with has the capacity to flourish. If you're interested in that, keep on watching, like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We're growing, so jump on this train. And so with that, let's jump into 5 habits to adopt for healthy, long hair. Speak life to your hair. It is a member of your body. As I say that, I am reminded of who made you, who made me. For us, our perspective is biblical. A scripture that comes to mind is Genesis 1:31, and I'll read it. It says, and God saw everything he had made, and indeed it was very good. And so if God sees you, sees me, everything he has made, that including our strands, and says, it's very good. I pray for eyes, that you have eyes to see your hair, every part of you, as good, because God has said it so. And if you see your hair as good, you will nurture your hair for good. You will tend to your hair for good. Speaking life to our hair is educating ourselves. So this habit is not just for the mothers and the sisters and the daughters. It's wonderful, but it's not. It's also for our fathers. It's also for our brothers. It's also for our sons. It's also for our husbands. Because guess what? The person who did what he did with Betty with the good hair is someone's son, is someone's husband, is someone's father. And so in educating ourselves, let's not limit it to ourselves, because that's how we change our community. That's how we change how we see ourselves. Let's speak life to our hair. Let's be mindful to let our community know to speak life to our hair. And I believe we will see a ripple effect of self-appreciation, self-love, especially for the textured hair, for the type 4, A, B, C, Z hair. That's something that has helped us, that's helped me, and so I want to share what I know. Making time for your hair. As you can see, I'm not starting off with products. Because yes, products work, they're important. But when we don't take care of the foundation, when we don't take care of the root issues, products are just, in a sense, masking the problem. It won't last. And a lot of time, that's what happens. Oh, that regimen doesn't work. Oh, no, it works. It's just there are other aspects to it as well. And so this is it. These are habits that then become your lifestyle. If you're in a rush, that's not the best time to do your hair. And that is definitely not the best time to do your daughter's hair, or your cousin's hair, or your sister's hair, or whoever's hair you're doing. It's not the best time because you are in a rush. Our hair is not just to be slapped up and down and we go. No, she is delicate, beautifully delicate, and so treat her as such. Make time. We all have 24 hours in a day, and sometimes the saying is you prioritize what's important to you. And so for us, for me, a habit that is just part of life now is I make time. My hair is short, so I don't need a lot of time because I don't put in protective style and have to take her off. But for my daughter, I make time. And if I'm short of time, I'm very mindful because one, I don't want the experience of me doing her hair to be painful, because that also affects her journey, her relationship with her hair. And so if I have maybe an hour before nap time, it's not the time for me to braid her hair. It's not the time for me to do anything elaborate or, do her conditioner or anything, because I don't have enough time, right? So it's making time so that we don't stress our strand, we don't over manipulate, rush, right? Because if we don't take the time to tend to our strands, we get disappointed at not seeing the results and the health and the length that we desire in our strands. What do I mean take the time? You want to do braids, you want to do whatever hairstyle you want to do. If you're doing yourself or someone else is doing it, ensure time is allotted to properly detangle, and then to properly, carefully, sensitively install whatever the hairstyle is. And then more importantly, the takedown, because guess what? This is like the science of protective style. When you put in your protective style, the aim is to protect it, right? To keep the moisture locked for X number of weeks and for some months. And so when you're taking it down, if it's taking you 30 minutes or less to take down your hair, chill. It shouldn't be. That means you're actually doing something wrong. Think about it. If it took you 30 minutes to an hour to put on, it needs to take you more than that to take out. Why? Because in that time that it was sitting, it's been growing. So there's going to be some matting happening, right? Your hair is going to mesh together naturally. So when it's time to take her down, you don't rush that. Because when you rush that, that's when you break your hair. And even though you've had your hair in this protective style for so long, you see that in you taking it down, although it was protected, but you kind of undid, canceled out all that protection because of the breakage that happens when you're taking down your protective style. So take your time. If you need to put in a movie, put it as part of your self-care time so that you're more gentle and intentional. If you usually take 30 minutes, this time set an alarm for an hour and use oil, water, or conditioner to enable taking down so that you're not gripping and pulling out your strands, and you'll be able to see the difference. That's how we retain length, because we are taking our time when taking down our protective style. Perspective is everything. If you prioritize your hair, you will make time for your hair, because what is important to us, we make time for. And so the question is your hair important to you? Is the health of your hair important to you? Is the length of your hair important to you? Is the right protective style. The purpose of a protective style is to protect our hair. You can do most styles as long as it protects your strands. And so how do you ensure that a protective style is protective? One, it's not too much manipulation, because anything that over manipulates your hair will break your hair. If it's a style where when taking it down, it's gonna take out your hair, it's not a protective style. Especially for kids, it's not about tight, I have to see your scalp, you need to take Tylenol or Advil after you do your hair. Please, let's stop that nonsense. Your hair does not, your head should not throb after you do protective style. If it does, you're doing it wrong and it's not protecting. You're damaging your follicles. Yes, you may have a headache for, I don't know, an hour or two. But guess what? The damage that has been done to your hair strands is going to last longer. And so protective style is a habit that we have to adopt, but we must adopt healthy protective style. You can Google it for kids as much as possible. Give them 6-strand braids, because twist easily unravels, and then so that means you have to continue to do it, which is more manipulation. One trick I have found is tucking them into one another. Interestingly, you know, at 20 something, 30, I was doing that with my hair. When I'm braiding, I just tuck everything within, and so the ends are protected from the surroundings, from the environment. The moisture is locked in longer, and so my hair was protected, hence protective style, right? Putting my hair in a bun and my afro is up, there's nothing protective about that. It's cute, but it's not protective. And for those who wear wigs, when you are wearing the wig, are you protecting the hair under? And protecting is not just, it's covered, right? When you're putting it on your head, are you mindful to lift it versus, you know, pull it? Always think about the follicles. Always think about what is attached to your head. It is important, the timeline, because again, that adds to your hair being protected. That adds to the moisture being locked for a good duration of time. What works for us is 2-3 weeks minimum. Ideally, I want to go 3 weeks to a month, because the longer your hair is kept protected from moisture loss, the better you retain length. And so that's a habit that I have seen work for us. Let's cultivate healthy, protective styles and not just trending styles. Is water. We all know that we're to drink water. And I think the first thing that comes to our mind when we think about water is our skin. And it's very important. But we also have pores on our scalp. At 3 years, her hair was longer and healthier than mine. Over 3 years that I was on my natural hair journey. And I had to reflect on, okay, really, what are some of the things that has added to this success? And one thing that jumped out at me is that my daughter loves to drink water. Sometimes we joke that for her birthday, we're just gonna buy her, you know, a case of water and just say happy birthday. She loves water. Thinking about like, that's also added to the health of her hair is water. I mean, we all know this. We all know this. And I think even everything that I've probably mentioned, we all know it. But knowing is the first step. Once we know, the next step is to do. And so I was encouraged by that, because if I'm being honest, it's nothing I did. Looking at the science of it, it also makes sense. And so I'm glad she has added to the wisdom and the enablement of her hair flourishing the way it has. And so the fourth tip is water. Drink lots of water, and when we're handling your hair, let water ideally be the first thing you spritz on your hair. Let water be your first moisturizer. Water is important. Water is life. As I say, speak life to your hair. Add water to your hair as well, because it is life-giving. I think this is only when products come in, is knowing your hair. The black hair industry, this is a whole subject for another video, but just for a second, we spend a lot of money. Let me correct myself. I used to spend a lot of money, and a lot of my sisters spend a lot of money on hair stuff, because we want our hair to thrive and be healthy, and it's a great thing. Unfortunately, scripture says the heart of man is wicked. The market for black hair, the people behind it are not me and you. Not with our hair texture. Therefore, a lot of times, if you really just take a moment and reflect, it's a lot of trial and error. And guess what? Even the trial and error has been marketable. That's how sad it is. That's how sad it is. Okay, they're still gonna buy it because they need it. And if it don't work, they're gonna buy something else. And so we'll just rebrand. There's been a lot of rebranding with a lot of unhealthy ingredients for our hair. And it's time for us, at the end of the day, the responsibility is on us to become aware. Know your hair. Get to know your hair. All these habits, in a sense, they're all connected. You speak life to your hair and you make time for your hair, which means you're going to get to know your hair. You're going to get to know your strands. You're going to get to know the density of your hair. You're going to get to know your hair. And when you know your hair, then you know which oils are best for your hair. When you make the time to get to know your hair, then you know which mask is best for your hair. How often you should do maybe a protein treatment, a moisturizing treatment, a clarifying treatment, which creams are good or not good for your hair. Not all type 4 hair handles cream as well as others. For us, cream is a bit heavy, and so it literally just sits on the strands. You want moisture that goes into the strands, ideally. And so for us, oils work great. We use jojoba oil. I will link a video to the oils we use here, but they may not work for you, and that is okay. Get to know your hair. Fall in love again. Hopefully you have once, but fall in love again with your hair. Because when you do, you can nourish her well. And guess what? When you nourish her, she will flourish for you. And you'll both be very happy. Don't you want to be happy? Don't you? Don't you? Those are my 5 habits. 5 habits for healthy, long, beautiful hair. So number 1, speak life to your hair. Number 2, make time for your hair. Number 3, do the right protective styles for your hair. Number 4, water. Drink water, spray water, have water all the time. And number 5, get to know your hair so you know which oils, which creams, which masks are best for your hair strands. So that's the end of this video. I hope that you have enjoyed it. I have enjoyed making this video. So if you liked this video and you like content like this, like it. So hit the button hit it. There's a red button right there. Subscribe to the channel. You have friends, you have cousins, you have family, you have neighbors, you have enemies. Share this video. Share it, share it, share it. Let's get talking in the chat section. Okay, until next video, have a wonderful day and be gentle with yourself and nourish yourself. You're beautifully and you're wonderfully made. If you don't believe me, pick up the Bible. You'll find out.